My brothers, it should come as no surprise that successful older women have a difficult time finding a man to marry, and for good reason. The majority of successful women will always prefer to marry a man who is either on their level or far above them socially and economically. With that said, we know hypergamy is unbeatable, so these women find it nearly impossible to marry a man they see as beneath them, which they call settling, and as a result, we get older successful career women to say they can do bad on their own. I tell them, yeah, go die alone. I don't care if these women can't find a man. They're the ones who sift the womanism Kool-Aid and pursue their careers in the back. And there is nothing wrong with that in my book. Just don't complain when the result is eating alone with your cats. Gentlemen, I'm heartless out here. They chose this life, so all they have to do is deal with it, or take the men they can get and treat them well. I don't care who wants to be upset because women have no problem disparaging broke men. So why should I care if they can't find a man to commit to because they are too successful? Don't feel sorry for them because they don't care if you can't get the woman you want. This brings me to an article I read about why successful women struggle with dating. So we'll get right into it. It begins with successful women's lives are frequently not nearly as successful at dating as most of us have heard or experienced. Here's evidence of successful women's dating problems. Jane is that smart, accomplished, high-earning career woman who was just so bad at dating and can't seem to find and keep a good man. There are millions of successful Janes, so why is that number one? The higher she rises, the smaller her dating pool becomes. Let us begin with the most obvious reason why women, more than men, have a more or less marked tendency towards hypergamy. That is, they prefer men who are better than them. This creates an obvious problem because the better she does in life, the fewer eligible men she will find who are on her level or higher. Surprisingly, average women have an easier time finding attractive dating options than successful women. Successful women believe that the tide is turning and that more men will become available, which is simply not the case. For men, the more money you make, the more women you will have available because you have proven yourself to be valuable. And men with money don't care how much a woman makes. So the womanist movement has duped women into thinking they are men, and that the same rules apply to them, which they clearly do not. Men and women are not the same, and it is clear that women will never understand that their success and wealth are not cues for men to choose them. We want women who are submissive, cooperative, feminine, and beautiful. There is no alpha female or boss babe, so they will continue to struggle with dating if a majority of them do not date, and that is simply the reality. Of course, we're talking about preferences here. Women can physically reproduce with any functioning man, but for most of them, dating less successful men feels like settling. That's exactly what I meant. This settling thing is what's hurting them the most, and they can't understand simple supply and demand. There aren't many men at the top, and not all of them want a woman at the top. So it baffles me that successful women can't grasp this. The higher up the economic scale a person goes, the fewer people there are at that basic supply and demand level. However, as a man advances up the economic ladder, more women become available. So why would he settle down with a woman simply because she makes a lot of money? Furthermore, female success is not as appealing as some women believe. Some traits that men value, such as age submissiveness and a nurturing disposition, are antithetical to success. Third, men only value professional success up to a point, and almost never above their own. Sure, men claim to value intelligence and success, but they would never be turned off or intimidated by it. However, what people say does not always correspond to what they do. Contrary to popular belief, men prefer women who are less intelligent than they are, and some men prefer less intelligent women. According to studies, men find female intelligence a turn-off above a certain threshold, and it's primarily when he feels she outsmarts him that he loses attraction. I know she'll point out that she makes more money than me, and that she won't respect my authority because she's financially superior to me. So why would I sign up for something knowing that I will be treated as less than? Only a man who doesn't respect himself would take that deal. So I'd rather date a woman who earns less because I'll be treated better. In my own castle, I can feel like a provider and a man. These women will try to minimize your success because they will never be able to compete with you unless they divorce. That is why I agree with the passport gang who lead the states to find women in poorer countries. Go where you are wanted, not where you are tolerated. Just don't be stupid. Marry these women and bring them back to your first world country, or you'll quickly learn how quickly a woman can turn on you. Anyway, let's keep going. Many men prefer less dominant women, while women prefer more dominant men. This is also true for some of the most successful men. Time and culture have changed, but people have not, and most people do not believe it is acceptable for her to earn more. Most successful men prefer to date broke and beautiful women who are more feminine. Consider Donald Trump as an example. He did not choose to marry an old woman as his last wife. I don't blame him for getting himself a poor young pretty thing. If given the chance, I know you'd pick the young girl with the pretty feet. So don't deceive yourselves. Men are wary of highly ambitious women, women like ambitious men, but men don't give ambitious women any more points because ambition is often considered a masculine trait, which is probably why women hide their ambition. Women who do not conceal their ambition risk being labeled as a gender deviant and lose points. Alpha males prefer gentler females. Finally, some alpha males avoid dating alpha females because it may result in more battles for relationship control and less mutual caring. Successful men work hard. They may not want to admit it, but they would rather come home to a kind woman who helps them relax than another corporate fighter. Let's be honest, if I'm a dominant and successful man, why would I want another bull in the relationship to constantly test me? I want someone who will be available when I want to bust that nasty nut. Not a woman who will tell me she's too busy and I'll have to wait until she's finished working. No way. Let's keep going. If you want to have power over women, you'll need some leverage and money. This is why men in this field will tell you that first you get the money, then the power, and then the women will come to you. You won't have to go out there chasing women and running games and all that nonsense. So gents, if you want the best quality women out there, chase the money. That is the best advice I can give you. There is an abundance of high-quality women, but no good men remain. Don't forget to hit the like button to help spread the word about this video. Thank you for taking your daily dose of red pills, and remember that a red pill a day keeps bad poker hands away. So have a good rest of your day and cheers.